What is going on there, guys? It is Kemby here. I'm here today for Football Manager and the Manchester United save. We are still in the job, thankfully, after last episode. Make sure you go and give that a watch. It was absolute chaos. Go and watch that. Make sure to drop a like on that video and this one. But before we get anywhere further, it is the January transfer window now, and also the FA Cup 5th round draw. The drama hasn't stopped when you guys went. The drama carried on. We have won our last two games. We beat West Ham in the first round of the Carabao Cup semi-final 2-1. So we are looking today to make it to the final of our first trophy. The other game we've won was Crystal Palace, also in the Cup, in the FA Cup. In the league, we've still lost. We lost 4-0 to Newcastle. Sorry, there's something in my eye. Lost 4-0 to Newcastle and drew 0-0 to Spurs. And drew 2-2 to Bournemouth. So the league, we just cannot buy a win. And today, we've got Liverpool. So that should be great fun. Liverpool, who I'm pretty sure are top of the league, and they are by 6 points. So that's going to be great fun. You can see Luis Diaz and Mo Salah have got 16 goals each this season. But I've decided to bring you guys back a day before deadline day for the FA Cup 5th round draw. The draw is a bit more long this year with all of this bit here, but we're just going to advance through ourselves and do the draw without it going through this very long process. So there is 16 teams left in the draw, so we are now down to the round outside of the quarterfinals, which is exciting. So first off is a Rochdale against West Brom. You've got Bournemouth Arsenal against Wolves. You've got Leicester against Spurs, Blackburn City, Newcastle against Southampton or Villa. Only 6 teams to go now. Brentford, Liverpool, which is who we'll probably get. Brighton, Man U, Norwich and Rotherham, Chelsea. So there's not really an easy draw here. Rotherham, Chelsea has gone. It is now Man U, Norwich, Brighton or Liverpool. It's going to be Liverpool away. It's going to be Man U. It's Norwich and we get Brighton away. That's not too bad. I'd have taken that actually at the start of the draw. So Brighton away is not an awful game to go and play in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Like I say, tomorrow is the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup against West Ham. Before this game, we played West Ham in the league, lost 5-0. So for some reason in the Cup, the team is just so much better. So hopefully today we can get a result and get through into our first final as Manchester United manager. Now, we don't exactly have a lot of money to make any moves on deadline day, but I am going to take part as there's a few rumours for Maguire and Donny van der Beek, and the rumour for Elanga, I will not be accepting anything. They're saying I'm going to try and bring in Declan Rice. If I could bring him in for 700 grand, he'll come in. But we've actually got Declan Rice today. I don't know why they think Dallow's leaving. Dallow is going absolutely nowhere. He is our starting right back. Now, I think this could take quite a while because obviously we've got West Ham halfway through. So I think I'm going to have to be quite aware of the business going on just to make sure we do not miss the deadline for any deals. I don't think there's a lot I actually want to do today. The player we have signed actually that I haven't even told you about is Umar Saleh. He's come in as a centre-half for 13.5 million and he looks absolutely fantastic. That is why there's rumours about Maguire looking to leave. I've actually offered Maguire out for transfer, so do not be surprised if Maguire does leave, as you know, he's not someone that I'm really looking at anymore. He's past his best and I'm happy to get rid of him. He was captain, but he's been replaced. Bruno is a much better captain for the team. The other person that has left the building is Fred on loan. Fred has gone to Real San Sebastian or Real Sociedad as we know them. He's not going to get any game time with McAllister coming into the side, so I thought would let him go out on loan. I am trying to get Zidane out on loan as well. I've offered him out a few times. I've had offers of about 5 or 6 million from Southampton, but I just don't want to let Zidane go on a full transfer. His actual ability and potential isn't fantastic, but he seems to play really well in game and he's a player that I really like in real life, so I'd like to keep Zidane around. And someone else I'd like to keep around is Joe Hugill as well. I'm not going to loan him to Everton because he won't get any game time and I don't want to sell him either. So deadline day could be fairly quiet. Speaking of the Devils, Dan Iqbal, we are going to loan him out to Bristol Rovers in League One for that first team football. Hopefully he can come back next year and make more of an impact. Crystal Palace now want Joe Hugill. Again, we're not selling him, so Hugill will be staying around. Donny van der Beek is someone else that could be leaving the building, but if anything happens transfer-wise, I will bring you back so we can have a look. Up semi-final second draw is going to be Diego Costa in goal, Diego Dallo at right back, Varane and Martinez at centre-backs, Malacia at left-back. Case is going to get the start in CDM of Ericsson just in front and that deep line playmaker support. Zalewski is going to start at left mid, Bruno in the cam spot, Anthony as that attacking right winger, and Evan Nilsson is going to get the start up top today. This is the formation I've played for the last couple of games. We are unbeaten in both and not conceded a goal. So defensively, we look much more sound. We just need to keep that creative flow going. I'm going to pump the fist. They've been on a great run of form recently, and tell them what I trust them to go out there and make a difference. Something needs to happen today. We need to get a result. How are West Ham going to be lining up? That is the question. Last time out I said we won 2-1, so we are in the lead on aggregate on this one. They're lining up with Areola, Kufal, Jimistu, Ogbonna, Creswell, Souček, Rice, Bowen, Paqueta, Fornals and Skamaka. So a very strong West Ham side that obviously beat us 5-0 earlier on in the season. We cannot afford to have another game like that today, and I'm sure we will not. First highlight actually does seem to be for us. It's going to be Casemiro van Eriksson, who has lost the ball out there to Lucas Paqueta. Case does get back very nicely, and Paqueta has pressed well again. West Ham seem to be up for this one, I've got to say. Zalewski has pressed very well there with Kufal, and he's pressed them back right into the centre-half spot, which is brilliant play from us there, keeping them back. Souček now on the ball, turns out. Finds Kufal. There's going to be a ball in behind. Paqueta does get that ball. Lisandro Martinez does not get across, and a great save down to his lower left from Diego Costa, who's been very good in the last couple of games. A few encouraging signs from him. So very happy with that signing. I feel like that position really needs to be sorted out. We had 52 million to spend, and he was the man that everyone wants in real life, and the one I wanted on the game. So I'm very happy to get him over the line. But we're going to go in with a free kick here from Anthony. That is a fantastic free kick. A great save from Areola, tips it over the bar. It was very quick, so I'm not sure if that was the highlight. But Bruno Fernandes is going to whip this in. It's going to go to Evan Nilsson. It's going to go back out to Bruno, to Varane. And that is 1-0, giving us the 2-goal advantage for the Carabao Cup semi-final. I'm not sure winning the Carabao will keep me in the job. One thing I've not showed you guys yet, the board have another chat with me. I've got 20 days to keep the job. So this game against Liverpool is going to be as important as any. But maybe progression into a final will also stand me in good stead to keep the job. It's a long ball forward, and Diego Costa, oh my God. This game is chaos. Absolute chaos. He's on goalkeeper and oh my God. What has happened? The beta is just chaos. It is such fun, but sometimes things like that happen. You just need to remember you're playing a beta of a game, and there's a long way to go in a few certain animations, making it a very tight game. Just 1-0 at half time then. I'm going to say we're capable of doing better, but things are going well. Bruno is looking aggressive and on a yellow card, which makes me a bit nervous. They've brought off Skamaka for Michael Antonio, which I do not mind. Anthony with a ball into the back stick. Varane going for a brace. It's just inches wide. It's not too bad that. We'll look good again this second half. I'd like to see that momentum thing come up again. It'd be quite good to see and actually check how we're going from what they're saying. Dallo is just one yellow away from being suspended for the final. Souček does pick up that ball and tries to bend it in the top corner, but doesn't quite manage. It's getting tight now. I think 20 to go. We will make a few subs. Players are getting tired. We're going to bring on Anthony Elanga, who has been at the star of the Cups for us this season, and Jadon Sancho is going to come on as well. Evan Nilsson's fine up top. I'm happy to leave him up there. We're going to bring on Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka to shore up the fullback places and try and see this game out now. We're going to drop into a cautious mentality. But there is a free kick on the edge of the box, and it is that man, Aaron Cresswell, who's going to be taking it. The wall looks a bit of a shambles. They've sorted themselves out, but it's a free kick, and Diego Costa brings the ball to his chest and makes us stay at 1-1, thankfully. It looks like we might try and play a long ball out here to Elanga, who gets him that fantastically well, brings it down, charges down the line, and Elanga's still going, set it to the edge. He's going to go alone. Anthony Elanga, what a save from Areola. Elanga has been fantastic this season. We had many more offers on deadline day to take him out on loan. I rejected every single one. He's been brilliant off the bench and when starting in the cup competition. So I'm very happy with Elanga this season. Just 1 minute to go here of normal time. 1 minute now of added time. And that is it. We are in to the Carabao Cup final. We also should be winning the Carabao Cup as well. We saw from the draw last time out, it was us against West Ham. I believe it was Bournemouth against Sheffield United. So it's a trophy we really should be winning this season. It'll be good to finally bring some silverware back to Manchester. let's see what the other result was and see if who we are going to be playing in that all-important final. Where are we then? If you go to the fixtures and check out the Carabao, the semis, it is Palace against Brentford, not Sheffield United, and it's currently 2-1 Palace. I imagine that will be played tomorrow, which is very, very exciting. Willy Kambawala will be going out for £1 million to Marseille, and Bishop is looking to go on loan. The Carabao Cup final then will be played against Crystal Palace, who we played only a couple of days ago, and we beat them 3-0. So hopefully, if we manage to survive that long, we've got 17 days to go. So we need to make it. We need to get some decent results against Liverpool, Brighton and Leeds to make it to that game, which I really hope we do. I've just had the bit come through of how the supporters feel about me currently. They are not massive fans. The board, obviously an E currently as insecure. They're happy with the signs they're making, but obviously defeats against West Ham and Newcastle, obviously is really not good enough. I'm really confused, I've got to say, as to why them results are happening. Wolves, Newcastle and West Ham are doing fairly well in the season, but not good enough to put 5 past us. There was a few bugs that I saw of Varane just stepping well out of position, and the whole back line just runs up the pitch and then they're one-on-one. It's not something I'm seeing happen to the opposition, but I've reported it as a bug. I've not got high press on. I'm actually on a standard, and it was still happening. So I don't know if it's Varane's broken, but I've noticed it being Varane pretty much every single time. And the board, the fans, absolutely hate me, which again, to be expected. If I was a Man U fan and I was watching Man U finish 16th in the league with the team we've got, I would also not be very happy. We are here then at the big game of United versus Liverpool. The board and the fans are both expecting a draw. So at least they're not expecting a win, and they're being fairly realistic. Like I say, Liverpool at the top of the table with Wolves in second. For some reason, Man U Liverpool is a 3 o'clock kickoff this year. So the team we're going to go with today is going to be Diogo Costa, Diogo Dalot. We're going to start with Varane and Martinez and Luke Shaw at left back. Case is banned for this game, which is disappointing. So McTominay is going to start as our CDM. Eriksen's going to get a start at right centre mid. Left mid's going to be Sancho, right wing Anthony, Cam, Bruno. Up top, Evan Nilsson. I don't think there's anyone I don't want there on the bench. I'm happy with the bench we have got. It's going to be a very difficult game. I'm going to start off with a cautious approach, which I do not like doing, but it's something I think is going to be needed today against a fantastic Liverpool side who are running away with the league. The side Liverpool have got out today is Adrian in goal, which could give us a little bit of hope. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho, Henderson, Thiago, Salah, Ricardo Horta and Darwin Núñez. Quite a cool little front three there with Horta, Núñez and Salah. There's a decent side there for Liverpool. The media have been on our backs for ages now. Let's go out there and make a difference. We won't do the striker one because sometimes doing all 3 messes it up, but we need to go out there and get a result today. 2 early bookings for McTominay is Trent are the only things that have happened so far, but a ball in there from Diogo Dalot is cleared out. Dalot then finds Anthony, who pulls it back into Eriksen. Can he get one across? He can't. Oh, it's a great save from Adrian. One thing I'm going to put on is to have shots on sight. Adrian is not a fantastic keeper, and we need to test him as much as we can. That is our first shot of the game. We've had a second already, so we need to get some shots off and test him. Put him under pressure today. That's what we need to do. And it looks like Liverpool are now going to try and put us under some pressure, but Anthony presses very well. Horta does get out well. Salah on the ball, finds Darwin Núñez, who is 1-on-1, and puts it wide of the mark, thankfully. Diogo Costa up against the old Liga NOS striker of Darwin Núñez, doing well to put him off. Momentum seems to be fairly 50-50 so far in this one. There's a corner ball for Liverpool. Fabinho with the header comes off the crossbar and Shaw does clear. We are holding on. I'm going to encourage the lads. We need to get back on top in this game immediately. We cannot concede just before half-time. It is the worst time to concede. It looks like they've got a highlight. I've just jinxed it. Horta whips it in. Van Dijk, Costa with the save. It was fairly simple, so maybe we're going to break from this. Costa, what are you going to do? You're going to find Martinez. Sure. Not a lot of movement going on. Sancho, can he find a pass? Oh, I was going to say Anthony looked gone, but the ball isn't great from Sancho. It does fall to Adrian. What's he going to do with it? He goes long. Varane wins the header. Bruno. Anthony. Again, not a lot of space out there. Dalot does well to get down the line. I'm interested to see how this formation does do against this back three. Bruno Fernandes. makes it 1-0 to Manchester United. That was a fantastic ball there from Anthony and an unbelievable finish from Bruno Fernandes. I was nervous to concede before half-time. We have not. We have scored before half-time, which I'm very, very happy with. Great stuff so far. This isn't an easy rivalry to contest. We are doing very, very well. I'm very happy with that. 1-0 at half-time. Liverpool now knocking the ball around the back and keeping it quite nicely with a ball over the top to Horta, who does shoot at Diogo Costa with a good save. I thought he just blazed that well over, but it was actually a tip over the bar. Horta now to whip this one in. Finds Darwin, Rafa Varane with a header. Thiago, somebody needs to close that down. It's another save from Costa, who has had a very, very good game today. Another corner ball for Liverpool. Varane with the header. Drops Thiago yet again. No one closing him. Another great save from Costa. We need to just withstand this pressure right now. It has been a fiery North-West derby. I'm going to take off Eriksen because he has been booked. We're going to keep on Lucha. Anthony is playing very, very well. We're going to bring on the star boy, Anthony Elanga. And we're also going to bring on Rashford for that Mancunian passion and see if he can also get a goal in behind that Liverpool defence. Another Liverpool corner. Another winner in the box. We're getting first to him, but second balls are not coming easy, and they do finally score from it. It is Ricardo Horta's first goal for Liverpool. We just weren't getting out quick enough. We were winning every single header, but them second balls are causing us some serious damage. Dalot now, the highlight at the other end. We're looking to make something pay. McAllister, can he write his name in history? Anthony can! What a header that is! Off the back of his head, Anthony spins away from his defender and it gets his head on it. And that is 2-1. I don't know whether to drop in deep here. I'm nervous to change things too much. Liverpool are on top of this game. We've got an XG of just 0.69. Oh, it's about to change things up. And it's a highlight. It is a highlight with 5 minutes to go. Rashford seems to be doing a lot of work up front, which is good. But it's a ball in behind Luke Shaw. And Salah is away at the races. Shaw goes to ground. Salah keeps going. Oh, Luke Shaw. That is Salah's 22nd goal of the season. We're going to take off Luke Shaw. Not based on that, just because of the energy. We're going to bring on Malacia. And we're also going to bring on Zalewski for Anthony. See if he can do a job out on the right wing for us. 5 minutes to go. Let's see if we can get anything going in this last 5. There is going to be a highlight, and it's Bruno Fernandes to whip the ball in. It's headed away, but McTominay picks it up. Finds Malacia right back to Elanga. Elanga has been dispossessed by Tsimikas, and a counter. Martinez done very well. Malacia, a ball over the top to Bruno is not fantastic. Elanga does win it. Bruno, McTominay, a ball over the top. Zalewski, can he write his name? He can't. Tsimikas for block. Dalot wins the header. Rashford to Bruno again. The ball is pinging about. This is not great football. Zalewski finds Rashford. Is he offside? That is a shocking mistake from Adrian, but I'm not sure if Rashford had just straight offside. The ball was fantastic from Zalewski on the volley. Oh, I thought that said aloud. 2 minutes to go. It is a 2-2 draw. I would have taken that at the start of the game, but that is gutting to have that goal disallowed there in the 89th minute. That must have been so close. Zalewski with a fantastic ball in. That's a decent result. I'm happy with that. We seem to have turned a corner just after the January transfer window. The signings seem to have made a difference. The team is aware we are not playing our best, but they know we're good enough to turn it around. And with failing to win, we are going to keep fighting to win. And Salah's dramatic like Easter was a real kick in the teeth. It will hurt, but it will make us stronger. And that is 16th in the table still. We are against 19th place Brighton and 18th place Leeds in the next 2 games. What we'll be doing is I'll be playing them off camera and coming back for the game against Borussia Dortmund, which is away from home to start off the Europa League knockouts. Hopefully, we should survive. We literally need to just win these next 2 games, and we should keep our job and get to the end of the season. I think if we win these next 2 games, we look like we turn a corner. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games unbeaten, which is very, very good. If we can also make it through in the Europa League, and then we've got the Carabao Cup final. If we can win that, we've turned the corner. A month and a half of good form would be fantastic to go into the end of the season and try and push us right at the end of the table. I mean, if you look just literally what 2 wins could do, I know other teams have got to play around us, but we're 3 points away from 9th. Obviously, then it's a bit of a jump to Southampton in 7th. But if we can try and win the Europa League, Champions League football is there already. So we just got to get some form going. We just got to keep plugging away and get this formation to be the one we are going to be using. That is it though from me, guys, today. The next video will be out tomorrow. As I said, for the beta, videos will be daily. So make sure to drop a like on the video. Let me know you are still loving the series. Subscribe to the channel so you do not miss out on anything else. Make sure you've watched everything else as well before going any further. Always much appreciated making videos for you guys, and take care.